Hello you guys, so we already know why you clicked on this link because you want to see how to make some awesome bath bombs, kind of like these. Now these were whole bath bombs, I just broke them in half so that I can get more uses out of them. So I'm going to show you how I made these. The colors you use can vary, but this is just what I had on hand. So we're going to go ahead and get right into it. The first thing we're going to add to our bowl, actually I'm going to start with a quarter cup of SLSA. Now this stuff is very airborne, so you want to make sure you use this in a ventilated area. And this is what's going to give you some of the foaming and bubbles that you're going to get. On top of that, I kind of got a little bit of it. We're going to add a half cup of cornstarch, a half cup of citric acid, a half cup of Epsom salt, and 1 whole cup of baking soda. All right. So once you have all those in your bowl, you want to go ahead and mix them up until they are very well combined. Remember, be careful with this so you don't kick up too much of that SLSA dust. It's very fine, and if you heard me cough, it's because I'm not wearing a mask right now, which I probably should be, but I'm not. So that's why I like to put it on the bottom. That way, as I'm stirring it up, it kind of gets covered up and it's not so airborne. All right, so once we get that nice and combined, I have 2 more bowls over here, and to these bowls I've added some mica pigment. We have a nice neon purple and a nice neon yellow color. I'm just going to add a little bit of this mixture in the middle to each of these bowls, and this is going to give me the different color combinations I'm going to have in this bomb. Now I don't want too much because the main bowl is going to be the main color, and you'll see what color that is if you can already see it in this bowl. It's this nice electric blue looking color, so that should be really pretty. All right, so I kind of divided it in the way, so my main color would be this blue one right here. I'm gonna go ahead and pour that in. I don't actually measure out my colors, but if I had to, I would say I used about a teaspoon of each color of the mica pigment, and it will not stain your tub. And over here, this is going to be my secondary color, the purple, and my third color is going to be this yellow. So once I have the mica in there, I'm going to go ahead and stir that until the whole entire thing turns a nice blue color. You really want to get it mixed nice and good so you don't have any like really white spots left in there. I'm going to come over here. Okay, so once you have all of your colors mixed up, then you're going to come over here. I'm just going to move this out the way. And in this bowl right here, I have some melted cocoa butter. I didn't really measure this. I just made sure I put in here more than what I was going to actually use, because once the cocoa butter hardened, I can always remelt it or use it as is. To that, I'm just going to add some of my essential oils. I'm going to add some orange essential oil. And I'm going to add about, this is a 1/4 teaspoon, so I'm going to add 4 of these. So I'm going to add about a teaspoon of the orange to it. And you can use whatever scent you want. I just happen to have a lot of this orange. And I'm also going to use a 1/2 teaspoon of the grapefruit. Come on. Yeah, a little bit extra. Now that's going to just serve as my scent for this bath bomb, and I'm just going to stir that together like so. Okay, so now once I have my shea butter mix, I'm going to take a measuring cup and I'm going to start with about 2 tablespoons of this mixture into my big bowl. And I'm going to go ahead and mix that up. Now we're looking for the consistency of wet sand. And if you've seen other bath bomb videos where they've added water or any other kind of liquid, and they always tell you to be careful because it may start to react. With this recipe and using the cocoa butter, it actually does not start to react while it's in here. So, and I've noticed my bath bombs dry a lot harder when I use the cocoa butter versus using the water and castor oil method that I've seen before. Now, if you're like me, I don't mind getting my hands dirty, and it just kind of helps to distribute the oil through. Want to make sure we get all of it nice and coated. Okay. It's sticking together, but I'm going to add maybe about another tablespoon of the oil just so I can be really, really sure. And like I said, when using the cocoa butter, it dries hard. So even if it's a little bit wetter than you'd like, it does not matter because once it dries, it'll hold everything together. Yeah, and that's the consistency I'm looking for. So I'm going to go ahead and repeat this process on the other two bowls, and then we'll start forming our bombs. Alright, you guys, so now that I have all of my colors all nice and mixed up, we can start adding them into our bath bomb molds. I'm just going to be using these circular ones, and so you're going to start just packing it in there. And then I'm going to use a little bit of this accent color I have, and a little bit of the purple over here, some more of the blue, some more of this purple, more of this yellow in there, more of the blue. Yeah, so that's generally what you want. And then you want to pile it on top so that when you stick them together, they'll really stick. Alright, so we're going to do the same thing again. This time I'm going to add a little bit of yellow on the bottom, a little bit of this purple, pile in some of this blue, purple, blue, a little bit of yellow, more blue, more purple. Try to get it out by the edge so you can really see it. More of this blue color. Okay, and then we're just going to pile on the blue on top, like so. Then once you have them piled together, we are going to squish them really nice and tight. And then I like to kind of wipe the excess off as I go around. So you really want to get them nice and tight. Alright, so that's where that one's at. I'm going to let that sit inside this mold for a little bit, and then we're going to go ahead and do the other ones. So as you see now, I have a little bit of the other colors mixed in here, but that's perfectly fine because it's going to look really cool once the bombs come out. Okay, you guys, so now that we have them in this mold, I'm going to go ahead and pop these into the freezer for about an hour, at which I will come back and show you what they look like before I leave them out to dry. Bye. Okay, you guys, so after about an hour, I removed these bombs from the freezer, and there they are. Super, super cool looking. And you just want to leave these out and let them dry overnight or for a couple of days before you use them. And that's really about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bye.